I chose to analyze the Friends Are Waiting advertisement made by Budweiser as my piece of modern propaganda. Let's take a look at the video.
Welcome home, buddy.
You and me, we were made for love. A lifetime is not long enough to show you what you mean to me. Ooh, I'll be waiting here for you when you come home to me.
I'll see you later, buddy. I'm sorry. I decided I shouldn't drive home last night. I stayed at Dave.
When you come home
I'm back.
to me.
Yeah.
Friends Are Waiting was created by Budweiser as a part of Anheuser-Busch's Global Beer Responsible Day of 2014. Budweiser, as we know, is a beer company under the Anheuser-Busch parent company. Budweiser has been an iconic American company since the mid-20th century, with the Clydesdale horses representing the, quote, living embodiment of America's great industrial spirit, end quote. In the past several years, the Clydesdale horses have been introduced to a yellow Labrador puppy. After the wild success of their 2014 Super Bowl ad, Budweiser continued the trend by using a yellow lab in this ad as well. The overall purpose of this ad is to promote safe and responsible drinking with an anthem urging viewers not to drink and drive. This ad was targeted toward 21 to 29-year-old Americans who consume alcohol as well as those who love and care about them. The ad's message, "Make a plan to make it home, your friends are counting on you," urges viewers to plan ahead to avoid even having the option to drink and drive. You may be wondering why this is considered propaganda. To answer that, we must first identify what is considered to be propaganda in modern times. Edward Bernays defines modern propaganda as, quote, a consistent, enduring effort to create or shape events to influence the relations of the public to an enterprise, idea, or group, end quote. This ad is considered propaganda because it works to influence the actions and attitudes of its audience in favor of responsible drinking and against drinking and driving. This piece of propaganda to be effective, the creators use specific techniques to attract and hold the attention of the audience. The first of those techniques is the simplification of ideas. Rather than just blatantly saying, "Don't drink and drive," Budweiser approached the same idea in a different way. The video begins with the relationship of a dog and his owner over time. The idea of drinking and driving is then placed in the viewer's mind as the owner leaves with a six-pack and gets into a car. The owner comes home the next morning and apologizes and says he decided he shouldn't drive home last night and that he stayed at a friend's house. Following this, the words, "Make a plan to make it home," appear on screen, and the idea of not drinking and driving is made clear. The simple phrases reduce the complexity that the viewers may have experienced and makes the message clear. This simple story of a dog and his owner also helps the viewer to understand the purpose because they may be familiar with the situation and can easily relate. The simplification of ideas continues with the use of the hashtag #FriendsAreWaiting. By adding a hashtag to their ad, Budweiser allows viewers to engage and share their campaign with their friends easily. As seen in Hobbes' article, The Blurring of Art, Journalism, and Advocacy, we are inclined to share information we encounter online, and with the blurring of genres, we tend to share our ideas with others to help us make sense of what we view online. The online sharing also relates to Kony 2012, which was shared and viewed millions of times by tapping into the audience's desires. Budweiser's video connects to the audience through alcohol and pets in a similar way. The hashtag #FriendsAreWaiting used in this ad can be seen as slacktivism also because many people share it online and, quote, have something to do without getting out of their chair, end quote. This hashtag has people advocating against drinking and driving simply by tweeting or sharing the ad on social media. Another aspect that made this ad an effective piece of propaganda was the appeal to emotions of the audience. The use of sympathy as a strong emotion also helps to engage the audience in the ad. People tend to have more sympathy toward animals due to their defenseless and innocent nature, as reported by sociologists at the Northeastern University. By using a dog as the victim in this ad, it sparks more of an emotional response from the viewer than a human character would. The visuals of the dog waiting for his owner to come home, along with soft acoustic guitar playing, creates a strong emotional impact beyond what words can do, as discussed in Helene Jaffe's article. With the audience emotionally involved, they find themselves forced to engage. Along with the emotional visuals of the dog, the words, "For some, the waiting never ended," appear on the screen. This simple sentence pulls at the heartstrings of the viewer because it alludes to the fact that people are often killed in drunk driving accidents, and their loved ones and pets are left waiting for them to return home with no avail. The video then changes to see a glimmer of hope by saying, "We can change that." This hopeful phrase helps the audience understand the object of the video, that there are safe and responsible ways of consuming alcohol. The emotional connect that is seen between the dog and his owner in the video can be easily related to by viewers and their pets, making an emotional reach in this video that is very profound. The final technique used to make this propaganda effective is the credibility of the source. Research conducted by professors at the University of Missouri-Columbia and the University of Iowa has found that increased source credibility leads to increased message acceptance. Given this research, we can analyze the use of source credibility as an effective propaganda technique. Budweiser is a beer brand under the parent company Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch has a section of their website dedicated to a better world, with topics and campaigns covering smart drinking and driving prevention, and underage drinking prevention as well. They work tirelessly to ensure the safety of their customers through campaigns such as this one and Friends Are Waiting. With the source of this ad being Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch, the information being given out is more likely to be widely accepted due to their credibility considering they manufacture beer. Had this ad been put out by a community organization, it may not have had as great an impact. Budweiser uses the simplification of ideas, emotional appeal, and source credibility to make their drunk driving prevention campaign effective and successful. The success of this beneficial propaganda can help to decrease drinking and driving incidents across the country. Viewers may be more inclined to make a plan to make it home, not just for themselves but for their friends who are waiting for them to come home. With this ad as an example, we must remember that propaganda is all around us, and though it is not always beneficial or harmful, we must be aware of its presence in modern society.